Limitations of cloud computing. First one is sensitive information. Any discussion involving data must address security and privacy, especially when it comes to managing sensitive data. We must not forget code space and what happened to it after its Amazon Web Services EC2 console was hacked and its data eventually deleted, forcing the company to close doors forever. By leveraging a remote cloud-based infrastructure, a company basically outsources everything it has. Over the time, organizations have collected valuable information about the individuals in our societies that contains sensitive information like medical data. Researchers need to access and analyze such data using big data technologies in cloud computing, while organizations are required to enforce data protection compliance. There has been considerable progress on privacy preservation for sensitive data in both industry and academia. For example, solutions that develop protocols and tools for encryption of data for confidentiality purposes. When we say limitations, it does not mean cloud computing should not be used at all, but we must be aware of situations where cloud computing might not be a great idea to rely on. What is sensitive data? Now see, what is sensitive data? Sensitive data is defined as personal information that relates to passwords, financial information like bank accounts, credit card information, debit card information, like that, and physical, psychological, and mental health conditions. So, medical reports and history, biometric information. For example, a marketing survey company is using Google Docs to store the data like your PAN, Aadhaar card, etc. So the company is not only one who should protect your data, though it will be expected from Google also to protect your data, but Google pardons itself of this when agreement with them is signed. This sensitive information can be used by government for specific analysis. The next one is don't go with trend. Your development team has given you a product and that product is completely handling your situation well. Even then, you are planning to move the applications to cloud just to follow the market trend or fashion, then probably time to reanalyze the situation and don't take the decision just for the sake of taking it. There are certain situations where moving to cloud is advantageous but not at all. Next, integration issues. There are two applications in your business house or a development team is using. One of the application contains sensitive data and other one contains non-sensitive data. So we decide not to move the sensitive data on cloud, but move non-sensitive data on cloud. In this case, one application is installed locally and other one is on cloud. It would create issues with security and speed. We might try to run high-speed application on local machine and it is using the data coming from application located on cloud. The speed of application will be controlled by the application on the cloud. Next, delay on response. As application size grows, which means their data used by the application changes and grows every day. The response coming from the application hosted on cloud might increase and delay, especially when data is needed spontaneously. Of course, security is largely juvenile and requires focused expertise. Using the internet can cause network latency with some cloud applications. Much of the technology is proprietary and thus can cause lock-in. Cost increases exponentially if subscription prices go up in the future. Agreement issues could increase the risks and using cloud computing. Data privacy issues could rise if cloud providers tend to monetize the data in their system. The next topic is issues and challenges of cloud computing. First one is data security concern. Multiple serious threats like virus attacks and hacking of client side are the biggest cloud computing data security issues. You are transferring your company's important details to the third party. So it is important to ensure yourself about the manageability and security system of the cloud. Next, dependency on service providers. For uninterrupted services and proper working, it is necessary that you acquire a vendor services with proper infrastructural and technical expertise. An authorized vendor who can meet the security standards set by your company's internal policies and government agencies. The next is cost barrier. For efficient working of cloud computing, you have to bear the high charges of the bandwidth. For smaller application, the cost is not a big issue, but for large and complex applications, it is a major concern. Next is lack of knowledge and expertise. So every organization does not have sufficient knowledge about implementation of the cloud solutions. They have not expertise, staff and tools for the proper use of cloud technology. Teaching your staff about the process and tools of the cloud computing is a very big challenge in itself. Next, consumption-based service charges. Cloud computing services are on-demand services. So, it is difficult to define specific cost for a particular quantity of services. These types of fluctuations and price differences make the implementation of cloud computing very difficult and complicated. The next one is unauthorized service providers. Cloud computing is a new concept for most of the business organizations. A normal businessman is not able to verify the genuineness of the service provider agency. It is very difficult for them to check whether the vendors meet the security standards or not. It is necessary to verify that the vendor must operating this business for a sufficient time without having any negative record in past. Next, recovery of lost data. Cloud services faces issues of data loss. A proper backup policy for the recovery of data must be placed to deal with the loss. Vendors must set proper infrastructure to efficiently handle with server breakdown and outages. The next one is data probability. Every person wants to leverage of migration in and out of the cloud. Ensuring data probability is very necessary. Usually, clients complain about being locked in the cloud technology from where they cannot switch without restraints. Next, cloud management. Managing a cloud is not an easy task. It consists a lot of technical challenges. People think that traditional IT department will be outdated. Cloud services can easily change and update by the business users. It does not involve any direct involvement of IT department. It is a service provider's responsibility to manage the information and spread it across the organization. The last one is real-time monitoring requirements. In some agencies, it is required to monitor their system in real time. It is compulsory term for their business that they continuously monitor and maintain their inventory system. Banks and some other government agencies need to update their system in real time, but cloud service providers are unable to match this requirement. Security concerns. Every coin has two sides. Same is with technology also. It has its own pros and cons. Drawback is while working with cloud computing services is security risk. Before adopting cloud technology, you should be well aware of the fact that you will be sharing all your company's sensitive information to a third party, that is cloud computing service provider. Hackers might access this information. There are numerous security issues for cloud computing as it encompasses many technologies including networks, databases, operating systems, virtualization, resource scheduling, transaction management, load balancing, concurrency control, and memory management. Therefore, security issues for many of these systems and technologies are applicable to cloud computing. For example, the network that interconnects the systems in a cloud has to be secure. Data security involves encrypting the data as well as ensuring that appropriate policies are enforced for data sharing. In addition, resource allocation and memory management algorithms have to be secure. According to Cloud Security Alliance, over 70% of world's business now operate at least in part on the cloud. Next topic is privacy concerns with a third party. Cloud storage means handing over the control of confidential information to a third party company. Before you transfer data to a cloud storage provider, you must have utter faith this company is capable of keeping your data secure or not. In the past, things have been known to go wrong with cloud storage companies. For example, during 2014, Dropbox leaked its customers' confidential data because of a security glitch. A glitch means a problem or a bug in its systems. Leaked data included tax returns and mortgage applications. In the US, the National Security Agency, NSA, a government intelligence organization, is known to spy on the data held by cloud storage companies. In 2014, CodeSpace, a major cloud data storage company, closed down completely after a hacker deleted all of its customers' data. Another example is Celebgate. This occurred during 2014 when a hacker leaked celebrities' photos from Apple's iCloud service. So, there are several types of security threats to which cloud computing is vulnerable. Those are just the first one is data breaches. Data breaches result from an attack or employee negligence and error. This is a primary cause for concern in cloud platforms. Employees may log into cloud systems from their phones or personal laptops, thus exposing the system to targeted attacks. The next one is hijacking of accounts. Attackers now have the ability to use your login information to remotely access sensitive data stored on the cloud. Additionally, attackers can falsify and manipulate information through hijacked credentials. Other methods of hijacking including scripting bugs and reused passwords, which allow attackers to easily and often without detection steal credentials. Another one is insider threat. An insider threat is a misuse of information through hostile intent, malware, and even accidents. Insider threats originate from employees or system administrators who can access confidential information. When the relationship between employer and the system administrator turns sour, they might resort to leaking privileged information. The next one is malware injection. Malware injections are scripts or code that is inserted into the cloud services and begin to mimic valid instances. When embedded into the cloud, they begin to change the normal execution of the code. Once the malware injection on cloud systems begin to operate in sync, attackers can affect the integrity and security of the data. The next one is denial of service attacks. Unlike other kind of cyber attacks, which are typically launched to establish a long-term foothold and hijack sensitive information, denial of service assaults do not attempt to breach your security perimeter. Rather, they attempt to make your website and servers unavailable to legitimate users. In some cases, however, DOS, that is denial of service, is also used as a smokescreen for other malicious activities and to take down security appliances such as web application firewalls. Next one is insecure APIs. Customers can tailor their cloud computing experience according to their needs by using application programming interface, that is also called APIs. These are used to extract, manage, and interact with information on the cloud. However, the unique characteristics of API leave the door wide open for threats. Hence, the security of application programming interfaces affects the security and availability of cloud service and platforms. API facilitate communication between applications. Herein lies the vulnerability. Firms need to focus on designing APIs with adequate authentication, other access control methods, and encryption technology. The most recent example of an insecure API was at Salesforce, whereas an API bug in its marketing cloud service exposed customer data. This caused data to be written from one customer account to another. The next one is data loss. Data on cloud services can be lost through a malicious attack, natural disaster, or a data wipe by the service provider. Losing vital information can be devastating to businesses that do not have a recovery plan. Amazon is an example of that organization that suffered data loss by permanently destroying many of its own customers' data in 2011. Google was another organization that lost data when its power grid was struck by lightning 4 times. Security benefits. We are not trying to indicate that your data is unsecure on the cloud. Service providers do make an effort to ensure the security of data. Otherwise, business will dry up. So, some of the security benefits of cloud services as follows. By maintaining data on the cloud and ensuring strong access control and putting a limit for an employee to download only what they need to perform a task. Cloud computing can limit the amount of information that could potentially be lost. Reduced data loss is also ensured by the fact the data is stored at a centralized place, making your systems more inherently secure. If your data is maintained on a cloud, it is easier to monitor security rather than must worry about the security of numerous servers and clients. Of course, the chance that the cloud would be breached puts all the data at risk, but if you are mindful of security and keep up on it, you only must worry about one location rather several. So, when you develop your own network, we had to buy third-party security software to get the level of protection we want. With a cloud solution, those tools can be bundled in and available to you, and you can develop your system with whatever level of security you desire. Software as a service providers do not bill you for all the security testing they do. It is shared among the cloud users. The result is that because you are in a pool with others, you get lower cost of security testing. Now, let's see. Security is very important in cloud computing because third party is storing the data on cloud. So, the first one is data leakage. The biggest benefit is the centralization of data. Organizations have an issue with asset protection in no small part because of data stored in numerous places like laptops, desktops. Thick clients are apt to download files and maintain them on the hard drive, and there are plenty of laptops out there with non-encrypted files. Using thin clients creates a better chance for centralizing data storage. As such, there is less chance for data leakage. The next one is logging. Logging is also improved. It is something that in-house usually gets the short end of the stick. But in the virtualized world of cloud computing, providers can add as much memory as they need to extend logging. Forensics. If there is a breach, the cloud provider can respond to the incident with less downtime than if we had to investigate the breach locally. It is easy to build a forensic server online, and it costs almost nothing until it comes into use. If there is a problem, the virtual machine can be cloned for easy offline analysis. So next one is auditing. As an IT professional, we already know the headache of securing your own local networks. But when we send our data to the cloud, a whole new set of issues arise. This is largely because our data is being stored on someone else's equipment. VPNs, virtual private networks, with applications being moved to the cloud, it makes it possible for each and every work to be a telecommuter. The next one is key management. With cloud storage, we should to protect it cryptographically as well. This includes encrypting the data we store and ensuring that data is set up to be destroyed when the storage key is destroyed. Next, the topic is regularity issues. Laws or regulations typically specify who within an enterprise should be held responsible and accountable for data accuracy and security. If you are collecting and holding data, then you must have a security position designated to ensure compliance. So under the Act 2000, a network service provider or an intermediary is liable for any known misuse of third-party information or data, or for not exercising due diligence to prevent the offense. The IT Act covers offenses and contraventions committed outside India as well, irrespective of the offender's nationality, as long as the computer system or a network is location in India. Confidentiality obligations are limited to officers or persons having powers under the Act and do not extend to private persons. Further, the officer is not liable to compensate the person damaged by the disclosure. Moreover, most of the penalties are in the range of 2 lakh to 5 lakh, which are very insignificant amounts when compared to the gains that a person may make from the crime. So the next topic is government policies. The GA Cloud is the government of India's cloud computing environment that will be used by government departments and agencies at the center and states. In other words, it will enable the government to leverage cloud computing for effective delivery of e-services. Government departments at the center and states to first evaluate the option of using GA Cloud for implementation of all new projects funded by the government. Existing applications, services and projects are evaluated to assess whether they should migrate to the GA Cloud. So, policy principles. What are the policy principles? First one is all government clouds to follow the standards and guidelines set by the Government of India. At the time of conceptualization of any new mission mode project or other government project, the existing services, that is IaaS, PaaS, SaaS of GA Cloud to be evaluated first for usage, and all new applications to be cloud ready. So the next one is GA Cloud policy, a mandate. With regard to mandating the use of GA Cloud, it is envisaged that a combination of incentives and sanctions may be issued instead of a pure mandate. A pure mandate does not align interests of stakeholders or establish accountability. The states may not optimally use cloud, and the national government and even cloud providers have little incentive to make the cloud attractive and if it is mandatory. A combination of incentives and sanctions like initial funding for development of cloud-ready application services at subsidized rates extra can be a highly effective means of efficient, innovative, and widespread use of cloud.